you'll have tribulations. You will have tribulations. That he just laid that there. In the Greek translation, that's a future indicative verb. That means it's not something that might happen, it's going to happen. That you will have tribulations. You won't have tribulations all the time, and you don't know when they're going to come, but you will have them. He was really letting us know that too often we don't understand why the tribulations come. We think that because we accept Christ that things going to be all right. We're not going to have any problems. But he was really letting them know, just because you were with me, just because you identified with me, you're going to catch it. Just because you lined up with me, you're going to catch it from every angle. And the thing that you have to understand is that it's all right, because it's going to come. You're going to have some tribulations that come when you are disobedient to the spiritual and physical laws. You're going to have tribulations when you're in God's will. You're going to have tribulation when you're not in God's will. He wanted them to understand that trials and sorrows will come our way. I don't know anybody here who ever served God more than a week who ain't caught nothing. I just want to know, have you ever been through some stuff that you didn't understand why you were going through it, but in the end you knew that it had a purpose behind it? Anybody in here ever been to the point where you said, look at here, I just can't take no more? Be real, be real, be real. It's real trials and tribulations. Tribulations come from a transliteration of the word pressure. It means they took it from the standpoint of where they pressed olives and grapes to make it into wine and the grapes into what it had to be. They used pressure. Anybody ever been under pressure? Do you know pressure ain't fun? Pressure, just touch your neighbor and say, it ain't fun. Anybody going through pressure right now? Yeah. Well, the thing about pressure is that he was saying the tribulations. It's working something in you. It makes something happen. He wanted them to understand the power, and then he wanted us to understand that the attacks that he said in the world, you will have tribulations. He was literally bringing in a coexistence of two worlds. We live in this world, which Satan has great control over, and we're also operating in the heavenly spiritual world. Now, he wanted them to understand that Satan is real, and I know you might have problems with this. I know sometimes people have moved into levels of sophistication where they normalize supernatural things. Folk don't like to deal with the fact that there is a Satan, that will attack, that we fight not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. I don't know, have you heard that? Do you believe that? Anybody know what I'm telling is true right now? Just give God glory right now if you know that there is Satan, and Satan will try to bring you down, try to take you out, try to throw you away. The main goal that Satan uses is to take us off focus. He wants to take us out of our peace, take us away from our joy. He wants to move us in directions that we had not planned. And therefore, there are 5 ways that Satan uses to attack us. You want to know? Want to hear? I'm going to tell you anyway. The first thing is that he deals with you in your spiritual growth. When he sees you making a transition, when he sees you get a new Bible and a marker and start really trying to study the Word, when he sees that you're trying to get your prayer life in right, when he sees that things are working in your order, he will attack you in your spiritual growth. He will put thoughts in your mind that it ain't doing you no good. What is it doing? You still catching problems. You're trying to do right, but look around you. Everybody else is doing better than you. He put thoughts in your mind and make you convince you that your spiritual growth is counterfeit. But not only does he attack you in spiritual growth, when you begin to invade his territory, when you begin to witness to people and begin to testify of God's goodness, Satan don't like that. He don't like it when you begin a telemarketer for the Lord, when you begin to tell other folk how good God is. He can't stand to see you bring into his territory because he wants ownership for defeated folk. Anytime folk are discouraged, talk all the time, always bringing discouragement, talking about defeat, never dealing with hope. That's satanic conversation. That means that doubt and disgust and disappointment and discouragement becomes the word that everybody uses. You know folk that always got a discouraging word. Well, that's Satan talk. Now, wait a minute. There's a flip side to this, that we can talk about what Satan does, but everything that happens, Satan didn't do it. But I just want to put that in real quick for somebody that might run out of here getting that wrong. One of the things that we have to understand, Satan has something that he has in mind. His main goal is to take us out of focus, and he'll come at us with spiritual growth. Then he'll also attack us by when we invade his territory. And the other thing he can't stand is when we expose his tactics. Satan really don't want us to know his tactics, and his tactics are slick. Sly, slick, and the wicked. He knows how to lay stuff down. He knows how to get you out of your flow. He knows how to plant thoughts in your mind and make you think folk are mad at you when they ain't mad at you. He'll make you think stuff about other folk that don't make sense. Have you ever been at that point where he'll put a thought in you and make you run with it, and it has no foundation? I wish I had a witness in here. You know, he knows how to mess with our minds because he knows that is a battlefield that he has his great work. I think sometimes we forget that he doesn't care how he messes up our lives. Satan loves to mess up, and when we expose his tactics, he gets mad even when you talk about it. He don't like folk to even expose the fact that he's real. Just the mere fact that I'm talking about him and telling you about him and letting you know to watch out for him, it makes him mad. And one thing I've discovered, never let the devil cause you not to testify that God will be there. I hope you know that no matter what might comes with the package, you got the ability and the authorization to represent God at all times. And Jesus told him that he'll attack your spiritual growth, invading his territory, exposing the enemy, and breaking from the world. Everybody caught up in the world's ways and actions, and when they start making that break, you ever find the fact when you make up your mind, I got to make some changes in my life? Anybody ever said that? I'm tired of living the way I live. Somebody need to say that right now. But I'm saying right now, if you've been going through the same cycle, nothing's changing, you make a decision. I've got to break from this. I got to let go of some friends that ain't meaning nothing to me. I got to get rid of these folk that are hanging on, taking me down. I see it coming when they come, and I've got to break. Well, when you begin to break from the habitual things that hold you down, Satan will attack again. That's another method that he uses to take you down. Anybody know how he works with that? Very easy. You know, just when you begin to break from your old friends and say, I got to change my life, you get a phone call from somebody you ain't heard in a long time. And when you get the call, you already know trouble is looming in the background. Can I get a witness in here? Anybody know that? Yeah, some of you make that call. Well. This is the other thing. When you get that call, it always lets you know, I don't need to answer. That's it. I mean, you just got to put it on mute. Because strategically, you will get a call when you are just at the point of feeling that you've made a break. Just when you are getting self-confident. And that's another tactic how Satan works. He does not attack you when you just full. He makes his time right. He catches you at weak moments. Just after a great victory. Just when you let your guard down, that's when I catch you. He'll get you when you think you coasting. When you think you've made it, when you think you've arrived. That's when he suddenly hits you with thoughts and attacks you. And he uses so many weapons. He'll use illnesses. He'll use situations that affect us personally. And with all those things, he's trying to take our focus off of Jesus. And the last way he does it is that he attacks you just before you're getting ready to get blessed. That's his greatest weapon, because when a blessing is on the way is when Satan attacks. He'll want you to give up just before you make the corner. Just before God has what he has for you. All the stuff you've been through, God is setting you up for your blessing, and Satan will hit you harder as you get closer to your deliverance. I wish you heard that. I wish you heard that. Touch your neighbor and say, did you miss that? One thing is that when blessings are on the way, God is just really lining up